Daniel goes good looking like he's mad. Jason Foley is full back, a big man like he's dad. And Sullivan in the corner, he really loves attack. And Graham down from Dromade is the other cornerback.
Sam Maguire, the star is burning and the year is turning. We want a Sam Maguire, we're the factory champion and we want a
We know big and wing back, a foot low, he's some size. At left half is a rocket man, his name is Gavin White. Palmore is our centre back, he's really been a rock. He does a little farming out near the ring, the rock. The feeling for Kerry is all about Tralee. The team with Jack and Stephen, the Gael Club they have 3. The Stacksman Joe, our captain, all big and fast and brave. And Ogie's son from Stranroad, the prince, his name is Dave. Hey!
We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the year is turning. We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is turning and the world is burning.
It goes on forwards as good as once around. The Hall and cousin Dara, their energy abounds. Steve Bryan and Paul Ganey, Tony Frost and Casey Brinks, and the brother Paddy Clifford, the man who pulls the strings. The England help is needed, Jack would score the subs. We would not win without it, we learned that from the Dubs. This Milan was killing Halo, and to the Hello Turf. And when they need the defensive back, he's still calling up.
We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the world is turning. We want a Sam Maguire, where the factory champion and we always win.
All those lads are training in good weather and in rain. Jack and all his team, they work to sharpen skin and brain. Leon, Jason, Tony, but they got him in the zone. Put him, Connor, Kerry, Paddy, Tiny from Tyrone. Hey!
We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the year is turning. We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is shining and we always win.
The greatest genius ever kicked a ball. He kicks with left, he kicks with right, and he scored his ball. He's scared of shit, this is Mayo, he's thrown up on the ball. His name is David Clifford's gonna be the best of all.
We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the world is turning. We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is shining and we always win.
Listen to that verse. Our season nearly ended. There was tension in the air. Johnny's feet was so far out, 'twas nearly into near. Shaking posts and rabbit doves, it really looked too far. But Shane Ryan came up and told him, just drive it on the bar. Hey!
We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the world is turning.
Of course they must be back up to the 36-man team. Some got bad old injuries like Dylan Casey and Mike Green. Gavin Crowley, Greg and Dara, they'll never let you down. Pan and Jack O'Shea and going down. Jack Savage has a bloodshot, Jim Murphy between the sticks. Stanton O'Hanlon's on, all added to the mix. They'll all go down in history and their legend will be great. All they gave their heart, played their part, in all Ireland 38.
Hey! We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the world is turning. We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning.
Whoa!
We want a Sam Maguire, where the star is burning and the year is turning. We want a Sam Maguire. Put your hands together for the Ireland champion!
Referee Brendan Cawley from Kildare gets this Munster semi-final underway. Kerry are massive favourites to advance to another provincial final, while Cork will hope that Páirc Uí Rinn will inspire them to cause a huge upset, just like they did down the road in Páirc Uí Chaoimh in 2020. And a chance for Cork to get the game's opening score. Stephen Sherlock, who was Cork's top scorer in Division 2 of the National Football League, starting his first championship game for Cork this evening. And Sherlock shouldn't have too much trouble with this one. And Sherlock from St Finbarr's give Cork the lead. There's Clifford. This is better from Kerry, and a strong run from Páirc Clifford. He's under pressure though and in huge danger of losing it, and surrounded by Corkmen, and Maurice Shanley from Clonakilty gets it out as far as Dineen. That's great defending from Cork, making sure Kerry couldn't create anything. It's hot and heavy in Páirc Uí Rinn as Colm O'Callaghan loses possession. And here's David Clifford. He'll get the return pass. David Clifford should be Kerry's opening score, and it is. David Clifford gets his first score of the game. Bruno Bugler made his debut 6 years ago in the championship against Clare. Páirc Clifford been tracked there by Matty Taylor. Still Clifford, good run from Páirc Clifford onto his left foot. Páirc Clifford fires over, lovely score. Martin again going long. Kerry again majestically have won the kick out through Jack Barry. Tom O'Sullivan, so comfortable in possession, likes to get forward and get a score every now and again as well. Here's Stephen O'Brien, jinking one within the other. Good play, Stephen O'Brien, and O'Brien's effort has sailed over the crossbar. Lovely score by Stephen O'Brien. Micheál Martin going long again, broken down well by O'Callaghan, and Cork have it through Dineen. Need to get a score from play, which they have failed to do so since the game started, and that one is going to drop into Shane Ryan's hands, dropping short. Cork yet to score from play, and we played 17.5 minutes of the first half. Chance for Cork maybe to win it back here, but it's good strong play by Sean O'Shea, who was fouled then by Hurley. Now O'Shea will look to get this ball forward. That's a lovely pass by Sean O'Shea to O'Sullivan. Now this one in from Páirc Clifford looking for David, but David then commits the foul, and Sean Powter has gone down. And the Cork defender's not happy with David Clifford there, saying that the challenge in the air was a dangerous one, and this looks like it's going to be yellow for David Clifford. And it is. Colm O'Callaghan. Matty Taylor has possession. They've worked this one out nicely as far as John O'Rourke. Space in front of O'Rourke. Sherlock makes a run. Still John O'Rourke. Now back to Stephen Sherlock. Lovely play from Sherlock. And Stephen Sherlock gets Cork's first score from play. It's taken 25.5 minutes. And it's a peach of a point from Sherlock. His 5th in total. And the gap is 2. Beautiful hop of the ball to get away from the Kerry defenders. The Cork crowd really enjoyed that point from Stephen Sherlock, and here they come looking for another through John Cooper. Still Cooper. Back as far as O'Mahony, and Cathal O'Mahony has fired over their 2nd point from play inside a minute. Kerry look to respond after conceding those 4 points in a row. Stephen O'Brien. Kerry have done well here. Strong run, and that one has been struck by Diarmuid O'Connor over the bar. Good response from Kerry. Drives this one down towards the centre of the field. Broken ball, should be won by Maguire, but it isn't. It's fisted forward. Here's Brosnan. Good run from Brosnan. Still Brosnan. And this one has been fired over, and it's a brilliant score from Tony Brosnan. And Kerry lead by 2. 5 minutes played in this second half. Cork yet to score. Cooper. Lots of possession for Cork. Will they end with a score? O'Mahony did manage a score from play in the first half. And O'Mahony has struck this one well over the bar. What a score from Cathal O'Mahony. That's the second point of the match. And John Cleary is delighted with that one. Cooper does well. Good dummy as well from O'Donovan. Great play by Kevin O'Donovan. And O'Donovan hits one of the points of the day. That's a great score from Kevin O'Donovan. Sold a great dummy as well. And the gap is 2. Good run from Cooper. He's shown lots of energy all throughout the game. Taylor. Can they work another score? This is a good move. Here's O'Mahony. 2 great points to his name already. Well, make that 3. That is brilliant shooting from Cathal O'Mahony. And we have a match on it. Cork here in. Stephen O'Brien spreads it all the way across as far as Jack Barry. Now a bit of space in front of Barry. Waits for the run of Sean O'Shea. Back to Paddy Clifford. This is nice. And Paddy Clifford has been fouled. Well, Kerry's scorer-in-chief, Sean O'Shea, 6 points to his name so far. And he has been Kerry's only scorer in this second half. And O'Shea fires over another one. Cork have gone 8 minutes now without a score. They badly need one, but David Moran has been brought in to do just that. Win dirty ball, win kickouts. Gavin White takes the free. Here's Paul Gainey, eager to get into the match. Nice turn from Gainey. There's a point here for Paul Gainey, and he fires over. And maybe that's a little sign to Jack O'Connor that he should be starting the next day if Kerry are to reach a Munster final. And now David Moran. Beautiful pass to Gavin White. This is more like it from Kerry. Still White. Strong run. Chance now for a score for Clifford. And that one has been struck superbly by Paddy Clifford. And Kerry are flying, and they now lead by 8 points. Again, Foley going long, and again it's broken down by Moran, and it's been won by Kerry. One-way traffic at the moment in Cork you're in. Paul Gainey. Again, Clifford. Here's David Clifford. Is this the moment? It's not. It's a great save by Dylan Foley. Great play by the young goalkeeper. And Clifford has been thwarted. Maguire across now to Pike Corkery and Kilnamarthra. Again, Kerry not conceding any space inside, determined not to concede any more scores, but maybe a chance now for Owen McSweeney. Tries to curl this one in, and Owen McSweeney gets a superb point for Cork. He's holding on to possession now, Kerry. And it was that period between the 50th minute and the 60th minute really where Kerry did all the damage. Here's Tadhg Morley. David Clifford shrugs off Kevin Flahav, who stays down. Gainey. One good point to his name since coming on. Here's Burns, and Burns gets a nice point for Kerry, and they've hit the 20-point mark. Graham O'Sullivan gets this one forward to David Clifford, as Kerry look to finish with another score. Clifford gets a nice pass inside. Here's Paul Gainey. Bit of space now for Gainey. And Paul Gainey fires over. Another lovely point. That's his second since coming on as a second half substitute. Kerry safely through to the Munster final. There goes the full-time whistle for 50 minutes. Cork really put it up to Kerry. It's finished in Porkyrin. Kerry 23 points. Cork 11 points.
Kerry's big news is the absence of David Clifford from today's squad, but at least there's one Clifford in the starting 15. That's Pawdy at right half forward. Sean O'Shea captains the team and starts his 4th provincial decider, and in the absence of the younger Clifford, much responsibility once again rests on the shoulders of Paul Gainey. A Limerick team back in the Munster final has as its joint captain Ian Corbett, who's been a treaty regular for the last 10 years. Indeed, that's also been the case for midfielder Dara Tracy, now enjoying a real season to remember. And they won't lack for presence up front, with the imposing Josh Ryan at full forward, all 6 foot 6 inches off him. Straight away it's Paul Gainey getting into the action in as far as Killian Spillane, getting his opportunity, only his 11th championship game, trying to fire open the first point, and he does manage to fire it over, and that after about 30 seconds. Good start.
Well, this is a smash and score, and what a confidence booster. Your first strike at the goal from distance and at an angle, and sailing over the bar on Munster final day. He'll be thrilled.
Good ball down the line towards Paul Maher, but beating it for pace there brilliantly was Killian Spillane. Worked extremely hard to get there first.
He certainly did. Tracked him the whole way, never left him, and then had that little bit of extra pace to win it.
Gavin White certainly never lacks for pace or vision. Found Sean O'Shea there perfectly. Referee gives Kerry an advantage. Build up here by Pawdy Clifford. Nicely on. Final shot there, once again, beautifully tipped over. Tony Brosnan, Graham O'Sullivan, and that was intercepted for a moment by Josh Ryan, but Limerick unable to hold on to it. Instead they are back. Everyone in the Limerick jersey inside their own 45-metre. Brosnan. Throw of the shoulders by Tony Brosnan. Then kicking with confidence, and it's another one for Kerry. His first, their third. They go a second time. Once more it's James Naughton. Ian Corbett. Ian Corbett, still Corbett. That angle shot is a good one. First to come from open play in the Munster final by Limerick. Jack Barry. Gavin White. Easily going by Josh Ryan. And the final effort looks a very good one indeed. That's nicely done by Paul Gainey. Kerry just trying to hold possession here. Graham O'Sullivan, but losing it to Peter Nash, and the Limerick fans have travelled down here. If there was to be the biggest upset of all time in Gaelic football, they wanted to be here to see it. Hugh Burke. Forced out over the line, but pushed out. So it's going to be a Limerick free kick. Well, if he puts this one over, it's kind of Maurice Fitzgerald territory. It's coming in, it's coming in.
Brilliant.
Well done, Josh Ryan. That was a mighty free. So again, Kerry en masse, right up onto the Limerick kick out. They're just not giving them a break. Pushing up really well. Everybody working hard. Extremely hot conditions. Oh, that's a bad hand pass there. Given away. And this could end up in the back of the net. Stopped by the goalkeeper.
Trying to be too clever. We saw him in action, wasn't it, late on in the clear game. Made a stunning save.
Yep.
And that's another super one there.
Kicked in here by Brosnan. Jack Barry shows his strength, gets it down to Stephen O'Brien, who hasn't scored so far. The only one of the forwards who hadn't a point against his name. He's put that right. Kerry break, and Stephen O'Brien has it. Good distribution to Paul Gainey. On as far as Clifford again, Pawdy Clifford. Then it's Tony Brosnan, maybe to complete this move. That's a really good, well choreographed move again by Kerry. Kerry emerge, Gavin White. O'Shea bending his back, keeping it in play. On towards Tony Brosnan. O'Shea. And the Kenmare man might check back inside. Donovan strikes with great accuracy. His first of the second half. Brian Donovan leaving it. Dara Tracy. Here's Ian Corbett. Made a lot of ground and got enough latitude to put that one over. Good play by Ian Corbett, the 29-year-old co-captain. They hadn't scored since the 29th minute of the game, so best part of 18 minutes.
It was a good one. He drove in right into the heart of the defence and showed what a fine player he was, or is rather, and got it over.
Paul Gainey responding. Oh, here comes Killian Spillane. It's only his second goal in championship football. The only other one, of course, was in the drawn 2019 All-Ireland final against the Dubs. Stephen O'Brien back into Paul Gainey. There could be another one. Well stopped. Hit it straight at goalkeeper Donald O'Sullivan, who did his stuff and got it away. Killian Fahy. Gavin White's chasing after it still, but it can't get to Ian Corbett. Back in as far as Cian Sheehan. Sheehan kicks, and they've got a point. It's another one for Limerick. Cian Sheehan with their fifth.
Smash and score.
About 18 minutes remaining here in Fitzgerald Stadium, and once again it's Kerry and Tony Brosnan. Three for Brosnan. Fisted down by Jack Barry, who made that marvellous block a little while back. Micheál Burns, always in and out. He's so impatient in the way in which he approaches the challenge, throws the shoulders down. Here he is again. Ooh. Finally getting it under control. Back to Paul Gainey, and the measured completion of that move. Paul Gainey's third, and another one for the Kingdom. 122 now to 5 points. Cian Sheehan trying to go through the middle here. Paul Murphy's after him. He's done really well, really well. That'll be a good score if he can make it. And he's got it.
Yeah.
Just came inside that left-hand upright. Reward for the efforts of 27-year-old Cian Sheehan from Newcastle West. Sean O'Shea able to bend his back, take it. And they come again, and there is more danger. And yet another one for Kerry. So many wonderful players. Sean O'Shea, his fifth. Brian Donovan backed up here well. Kicked in the end. And that is another one for Limerick. And that was Gordon Brown. O'Shea, lots of Limerick players around him. Goes back as far as Paudie Clifford. And eventually a second point results by Micheál Burns. Out it goes towards Gordon Brown again of Limerick. Playing in his first Munster final. Back into Cian Sheehan, who'll be looking to complete a day where he's got 3 points in a Munster football final in Killarney against Kerry, who have won handsomely here. So it's Kerry who are the champions. They're in the quarter-final. Final score here, Kerry 128, Limerick 8 points.
Kerry manager Jack O'Connor returns to Croke Park with his Alliance League champions looking strong and well balanced. But all eyes will be focused on the return to the edge of the square, David Clifford, who missed the Munster final because of injury. He'll wear the number 14 jersey, while at centre forward will be the Kingdom's Sean O'Shea, who in just 2 championship matches has scored 16 points. There were widespread rumours that Oisin Mullen's involvement in this quarter-final was doubtful, following a hamstring injury he picked up on Thursday night at training. But the good news is that he's been past fit to play. Jordan Flynn, after his spectacular long-range goal against Kildare, is given the number 10 jersey, while Kevin McLaughlin will start instead of James Carr in the full-forward line. Kerry come forward to actually take advantage almost off the post. and they're chasing this. Paul Ganey is underneath it. Staying with them is Oisín Mullen. Ball comes back outside. There's a chance here for Gavin White, and that flies between the posts and over the bar.
And all from the kick-out. How often do we see trouble from these short kick-outs these days? Not to be said for letting it fly down long and having a contest. So that's a costly one.
Good to see Mayo using the long ball, I have to say. Back out for Oisín Mullen, looking for a little bit of support. Comes in the form of midfielder, all-star footballer 2021 Matthew Rowan. Spraying the ball over towards the Cusack stand side. Conor Loftus going for a score. It's a bit far out, but it really is good. Great score, Conor Loftus. Kevin McLaughlin is immediately available. He makes a run inside. Lee Keegan. Back to Aidan O'Shea.
It's over, I'd say.
That is hit beautifully. That is a great score. Aidan O'Shea, who'll celebrate his 31st birthday next Wednesday, is showing fine form in Croke Park. That will give him huge confidence.
That'll be worth 2 points, Marty, in terms of the psychology of the Mayo support as well.
And here's a great opportunity for Kerry. Paul Ganey bearing down a goal. He takes a shot. Oh, into the side netting. Back out first, David Moore. There are options in front of the Hogan. One of them is Brino Biogliac. Ball inside. Again is not great. But Kerry gather it. Sean O'Shea. Nice little dummy. Makes a little bit of space and splits the posts. Lovely balanced footballer. Good feet, good hands.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Bit of evasion skill. Drop the ball down the dummy and then the accuracy to finish it. Lovely piece of work.
Plenty of support to his right. Stephen Cohen. Some interesting information there in terms of it's been a while since Mayo scored, and our graphic obviously was operator spot on.
Right on
Full
cue.
credit to our backroom team, because we were just saying how long it's been since Mayo scored, and Cillian O'Connor delivers. Matthew Rowan pursuing. Gavin White. Tall again, a nice skill. Enda Hessian staying with him. Can the finish be just as good as the approach? It's a thing of beauty. Paul Ganey, one of the points of the game so far. Look at that, for a lovely chip up on the run. And he was really being tightly marked, and then after the end of it all, squeezed it inside the post. Jordan Flynn, Brafey and Cross Malina combining. Nice ball inside. Nice turn. Jack Carney.
Yep.
It's on its way. Really good play, Mayo. Very impressive.
He hasn't signalled it, Marty. Because there was a bit of bend on the end of it. It was a lovely shot.
Hawkeye will confirm whether it is inside or outside.
Oh, well inside.
Inside, there you go. My eyes are not deceiving me yet, Kevin.
No, not on top marks.
David Clifford. Paddy Durkin now taking that responsibility. O'Brien was the player who gave this man the combination. Clifford! Oh, magic in Croke Park. Stephen O'Brien and David Clifford combined magnificently to split open the Mayo defence. 1-2, bang, back of the net. Brilliant. The referee has blown his whistle for that challenge by Kevin McLaughlin and Stephen O'Brien.
He's talking with his near linesman here. Neil Cullen, isn't it?
Sure is.
Didn't see what happened myself. Black card. Black card.
Black
It's
card for Aidan O'Shea.
Well, he does pull a guy down with, surely there's two to tango.
Ball comes down. Mayo have it. There's an opportunity. Kevin McLaughlin, can he score? It zips over the crossbar. but for one split second there was an opportunity to rattle the back of the Kerry net. Owen McLaughlin, good ball inside, coming through the middle, an opportunity here, and that has the power and it has the accuracy. Jordan Flynn, Roddy Clifford this time, giving it back first, Gavin White. Again, the pass is a bit hospital orientated. Here comes Gavin White, he lays it off. Here's a chance for Graham O'Sullivan, and that is going to go up on the scoreboard. Tom O'Sullivan's gone back, acting as a sweeper almost in front of the canal and goalposts. Shane Ryan is coming charging out, leaves it behind him. Opportunity here perhaps. Back out first, Cillian O'Connor. Keeper is still not on his goal line. Matthew Ruan turns, good score. Mayo put the pressure on and they respond. They are not going away. They are showing a bit of character.
Yeah, it's a big one, an important one.
Well won. David O'Connor gets the mark. With the crowd here, it's hard to hear David Goff's whistle, but he did blow it there, and he did blow it previously as well. This comes for James Carr, cutting in. Can he do it from there? Ah, beautiful. Great score. Good pressure on this occasion by the Kerry forwards. David Clifford. Coming through the middle is David Moore. Makes an angle and shoots and scores. A run now at the far side creates the opportunity for Graham O'Sullivan. Giving it back for us. Tom O'Sullivan, Sean O'Shea, lovely little turn, lovely skill, brilliant. Sean O'Shea into the centre, chance of a goal, and it should have been really. Tom O'Sullivan has scored 3 points in this match, but the last one should have rattled the back of the Mayo net. Brilliant skill by Sean O'Shea. Crossfield ball is an easy one for Paul Ganey to gather. And from outside the D, he floats this gently between the posts. 3 points for the Dingle man on this particular quarter-final day in Croke Park. Here's Joe O'Connor, just introduced. He's acres of space, he's still going. The ball comes out nicely. Here's a chance for Sean O'Shea, and that's over the bar. When you talk about a super sub or an impact sub, Joe O'Connor, the amount of freedom he was given by Mayo was ridiculous, to be honest with you. And the ball fell out for Sean O'Shea. He was happy to take the point. Torric O'Hora got his touch to it, which meant Cillian O'Connor couldn't pick it up. Instead, the ball comes towards Paudie Clifford. Ball into the centre towards Micheál Burns. Lays it off. Opportunity here for Paul Ganey. The white flag has been raised once again. Mayo regained the possession. To a nice 1-2. Jordan Flynn is happy to take the point and move a little bit closer, but the gap is quite large. Well, it's been a day of drama, Kevin, let's be honest, particularly in the first game. The referee, I'm sure, is going to blow the full-time whistle.
If you live long enough, you'll see everything, won't you?
Well, we saw a lot of Croke Park today, including the penalty shootout. But for Kerry, Jack O'Connor will return to the Kingdom, knowing now that they face Dublin in an All-Ireland football semi-final. They overcame Mayo eventually. Not the free-flowing Kingdom movement that we expected, but enough for Jack O'Connor to work on. Full-time score here in Croke Park. It's Kerry 1 goal and 18 points, Mayo 13 points.
Shane Ryan's kick out, held in the middle of the field by Kerry. David Moran angling this one across. 2 or 3 players in Kerry shirts waiting for it inside. O'Shea once again keeping it alive. Gainey wanted it. O'Shea's going. O'Shea scores! What a start to the match by the team captain. A goal in the 4th minute. It looked like a lost cause. The ball was going out towards the end line. He retrieved it, cut back inside here, and somehow managed to get enough space to place it in the back of the Dublin net.
Well, the minute he was given the back door, he realised, oh, I've loads of room here. There's a goal chance, and he manufactured it for himself. But the Dublin defenders were really asleep there to give him the baseline, and across he came. The keeper kept it low, back of the net.
Really exciting start to the match. Exactly what we anticipated. Gavin White does well. Coming back in, it's James McCarthy. McCarthy looking to try and beat the goalkeeper. Stopped resourcefully by Shane Ryan. Got his legs down to it. Kilkenny picks it up again. Gives it off to Sean Bugler. Back with Brian Howard. Howard putting his boot through it. Big cheer up on Hill 16 and elsewhere. Brian Howard kicks that one over the bar. And it's back to a 1-point game.
Ah, it's great stuff. It's great stuff. Great save. Really top-class save from Shane Ryan.
Kick out is accurate out as far as Gavin White. Falls nicely here for Paudie Clifford. Feeding it inside here. Good run forward. Opportunity to do something again. Shawnee O'Shea gives it back to David Clifford. Composing himself on the right. Eyed the target. One beautiful shot. And that's a 2nd point by David Clifford and Kerry.
Well, the bad news for the Dubs is that Shawnee O'Shea in particular, and just behind him David Clifford, are absolutely alive to everything that's going on in this game so far.
A 1-score game. Lehif gives it back to Sean Bugler once again. Change of direction with the point of the attack. Back to Brian Howard. Switched across to the wings. John Small onto his left, measuring it. He's got the accuracy. He's got the white flag as well. John Small from Ballymont Kickham's makes it a 2-point game. Bugler, busy, energetic. Down here as far as Lehif, almost showed too much of that one to Diarmuid O'Connor. Now runs into a double block, but Kerry can't get it. It's Bugler again, runs loose in the end to Paudie Clifford, and the Fossa man gives it to his younger brother, and they work it forward, and Paudie is able to take a return here. There's a Kerry fella who fell down on the ground on the far side, but the referee says go on, keep going. David Clifford kicks from inside the 45-metre line with wonderful accuracy. Terrific shot. He's got 4 already. 2 of them from open play. Well,
I'd say the referee may well want to talk to Paul Gainey's tracker on the far side. He was certainly pulled down as he was trying to support that last attack.
It's John Small he's going to as well,
yeah,
Kevin.
Yeah.
So what's the colour of the card here? It's
it had to be
a black. So John Small leaves the game on nearly 21 minutes. So he'll be out for the next 10. This is what happened here.
See it on the far side, Ger. Yeah, just there, just going by him. And that happens quite a lot. We have the perfect view for it over the last few weeks. A lot of supporting players are just taken out like that.
Stephen O'Brien held scoreless last year in the semi-final against Tyrone. Wants to try and put that right, but more importantly wants to see his team win this afternoon. Doing well so far. Tom O'Sullivan giving it off to Shawnee O'Shea, and O'Shea's shot is inside the right-hand upright, and that's a goal and 2 points now by Shawnee O'Shea. And it's 1-7 to 6 points. Still a bit of work to do to get the space, get the room in which to strike for a score. Clifford, will he back himself? Taking it in past Merchant with the right, off the post, and it will be, or will it not be?
Penalty.
It's a penalty. Gavin White was in there. Penalty has been awarded.
Now, again, my first instinct was that Gavin White, when he went right, he may have lost his footing.
Seemed to slip.
Well, we shall see here now. This is the difficult part for a referee, of course.
Well, there was contact.
But it's very little, Ger.
Very little, I'd
Very
say.
little.
Sean O'Shea, big moment. Does he score? He saved it. It's saved even the second time.
Yeah, that was pretty dangerous.
By Evan Comerford, and that second follow-up there has gone down very, very poorly, as you could imagine. It's got nasty. And the referee now needing to deal with this pretty firmly.
The officials are on the field and they're watching it, the umpires, but still heated.
So the cards, one per player. Merchant, Gainey. So now Paul has put the notebook away. That seems to be that. The referee may have taken the decision that the player went for the ball, made an incidental contact then with the goalkeeper. Didn't look great, but the referee says it wasn't deliberate. The nature of the game has changed, certainly. Here's David Clifford getting away from the would-be challengers. On his right, puts paid to anything that Dublin can offer against him and strikes with wonderful accuracy again. Dublin come again with Bugler playing it in invitingly in there. This is Paddy Small, not in from the start, but now making a contribution, and that contribution has ended up with a Dublin score here, scored by Brian Fenton in his 49th championship match, retrieved there by Small and finished, completed by Brian Fenton. Dara Moynihan will have been disappointed not to make the start in this game. Thread in beautifully to the other substitute, Killian Spillane, rolling it back. Opportunity to do something with Graham O'Sullivan. Back to Moynihan then, and Dara Moynihan kicks and scores. Instant contribution from the man from Spa in Killarney.
Well, the management will be delighted with those moves. You know, they made a couple apiece there, and the first reaction comes from the Kerry bench.
What a ball that is by Lehif all the way up here to Small, and Paddy Small between the posts. Good point. So the two subs who came on, 2 or 4 subs who've come on, have scored immediately.
Well,
back to a 5-pointer again.
Yeah, that's their job. They have to make a net contribution when they come in. They're not just coming in to get over the disappointment of not being selected. They have to play now and contribute.
And that's a poor pass, and the turnover results in Dublin taking it forward with Gannon. They're on an advantage, they don't need it. They've got Bugler now, they're advancing with a lot of purpose. Here's the opportunity, here's a chance. Crashed in brilliantly, and Costello has done it! From a turnover, Conor Costello with a goal on 45 minutes. Kerry had it, they lost it, they gave it away with a piece of sloppy play, carried downfield brilliantly and finished magnificently by Cormac Costello right into the corner. What a game we have now.
As they say, Ger, it'll be some game to win now for the Dubs. They're right back in the pot.
Davy Byrne carries it on into the corner here, nicely contained. Small doing well, carrying it in, feeding it back, lost, and then fisted up and fisted over the bar. It's a one-point game and Kilkenny has got it. 110 to 1-9. Some match now. Dublin chasing, still chasing. O'Biagliach taking off, Bugler after him, still O'Biagliach. Then it ends up with Gavin White, fed nicely forward as far as Paddy Clifford. It can finish with a score here, and it does. What a passage of play at the end of it all.
Patience, but accuracy as well, Ger. Great evasion, skills shown, and get it to the right man. Clifford over the bar.
It's still just a 3-point game. 112 to 1-9. James McCarthy can narrow that. Ambitiously kicking. He's done it really well. McCarthy once again lifts the decibel level here at Croke Park among the Dublin fans. His first point of the match, 2 between them.
It's just magnificent leadership from McCarthy, in the same way that Clifford's one was a superb finish. Well, that one was from distance, from his wrong side and all the way over the bar.
Comes back again. Costello, the goal scorer, has it. Played across. Here's an opportunity for Kilkenny. He's got a second. Once again, it's a 1-point game in the All-Ireland semi-final. What a conclusion to the contest we're getting. 112 to 111. Niall Scully, Kieran Kilkenny, the Dubs looking for the equaliser. Will they do even better than that? Here's an opportunity for Small. Paddy Small, bottled up. Kilkenny goes back, makes sure, kicks it over his left shoulder and kicks it over the bar as well. It's a third for Kieran Kilkenny, and the teams are level for the second time. Dublin 1-12, Kerry 1-12, Kilkenny with an excellent shot. Brian O'Biagliach on as far as Moynihan, booting it long. It bounces awkwardly for the first man, who was Clifford, on for O'Shea, and the free has been given. The foul committed by Lee Gannon, the referee has decided on Shawnee O'Shea. Have a look at it here. Hand on the back, it was around the upper shoulder as well. Will this see them into the final?
He'll get this, but there'll be plenty of time, I'm sure.
A goal and 3.
Well, O'Shea made it all himself, in fairness. The ball hopped over Clifford's head and he took on the responsibility.
Are we looking at a first Galway-Kerry final for 22 years? Brian Fenton played in, caught brilliantly. What a good mark that was. Brilliantly done there by Paddy Small. We're inside the last 60 seconds that's scheduled of the 5. We're looking at extra time.
Yeah.
Dublin 113, Kerry 113. They're level for the third time. They still have the seconds. They can still win it without going to extra time. Murphy kicks it down, and that's a pull down of David Clifford here, unceremonious.
Shawnee O'Shea surely will come out. Hasn't he the big boot?
Well, this is a huge one if they decide to go for it. The goalkeeper is offering his services as well, and that was the foul there by Davy Byrne, and Byrne was on a yellow card already. It's got to be Shawnee O'Shea anyway. This is,
to win it,
let me see, 55 metres out from the target.
He has
kicking
the range
into a Hill 16 goal area full of Dublin fans. A tiny little pocket of Kerry supporters way up at the top, watching, waiting, up into the air. Is it going the right way?
Yes!
He's got it! Shawnee O'Shea has scored for Kerry. He's got a goal at 4. They are surely in the All-Ireland final. There can hardly be any more time left. There isn't. Kerry, with the last kick of the game, have beaten Dublin. They have beaten a Dublin team for the first time in 13 years. What a dramatic finish. It looked like it was destined for extra time and much, much more of what we've seen already. But credit Shawnee O'Shea, an amazing kick from a huge distance out, and Jack O'Connor's team will be back in 2 weeks' time. And so in front of over 73,000 at Croke Park in the All-Ireland semi-final, it finishes Dublin 113, Kerry 140.
Gavin White has won his race to be fit in time for the final. He's a crucial part of the Kerry defence, but with his pace he gives them something different going forward. Their defence has conceded just 1 goal in the championship, with Tadhg Morley, the man who makes the whole thing tick. Kerry have 12 survivors in their panel from their last championship meeting with Galway in 18, and one of those is David Moran, who's had a great year. The full forward line is led by the incredible David Clifford, who was sensational in the first half against Dublin. It's as you were for the Connacht champions, who have just 5 players remaining in their 26 from that win over Kerry in the Super 8. Sean Kelly is the captain and the leader, and a player who has excelled in 2022. His direct opponent will be one of the key matchups in this game. There's loads of skill and plenty of height with Patrick Kelly and Matthew Tierney in the half-forward line, and when you go further forward, you come across the combined talents of Rob Finnerty, Shane Walsh and Damien Comer. If they click, Galway will be hard to stop. So here we go, the Kingdom against the Tribe for Sam Maguire 2022. The game is on, and David Moran had the ball, then lost it, and we've got a free inside a couple of seconds, and it's a free for Kerry.
Paul Conroy touched it on the ground.
That's David Moran. He's launching it in long. They're kicking already. Gleeson was out after it. Gainey was furthest forward. That is out for a 45, is it? Who did it come off? Yes, a 45.
He seems to be indicating free.
A free.
If, so maybe there was something late.
So look where the referee
Yes.
was playing an advantage, yeah? So it's not a 45, it's a free for Shawnee O'Shea. Remember that free from a couple of weeks ago. The 24-year-old is the Kerry captain on the field. And this one, judging by the one he kicked in the semi-final, is much closer in. Oh, and he's missed it. He has missed it. And for a free taker, that's not a good start. Dylan McHugh gives it back to Patrick Kelly. Oh, Kelly spots the run. Here comes Liam Silk. We thought he'd be marking down at the other end. Liam Silk, there was a very important touch on that, which put it out. That will be a 45. Well, that certainly was something different. We thought he might have even been marking David Clifford, but Liam Silk attacking, driving forward. They've got a 45 out of it. Shane Walsh time.
Yeah, don't lose sight either, Dara, that it was Sean O'Shea. That's who he's marking. That's who tracked him. So good tracking there. And it was him that got the hand in for the flick. I'm pretty sure, yes, it was.
Yeah. So now Shane Walsh. Well, wasn't it the Mayo game in Castlebar? He was putting these over for fun from even further out, and doesn't even seem to kick the ball that hard. That is a spectacular shot. Looking down at Shane Ryan's goal. So here is Shane Walsh. That wind is getting stronger. It's really difficult to judge, but we reckon it's helping. Walsh just chips it in, and Walsh has put that over, and there's the first point of the 2022 All-Ireland final. Galway lead in the 5th minute.
Well, it was running out of gas. The kick was. He just made it. That swirling breeze certainly wasn't helping, and it just clipped the crossbar on the left-hand side. Both umpires nod. Opening score.
Galway trying to pick their way through this Kerry defence. Patrick Kelly, they come back out the field. Matthew Tierney. They have developed great patience over the course of this championship run, Galway. Now they go in low. That was Finnerty. Comer couldn't hang on. Galway will still have it. Foley was behind him. That's going to be some race in terms of pace. There's John Daly. What a fantastic pass. It's Johnny Heaney. Heaney's in. Oh, brilliant block. Wonderful block. It's gone for the point, though. It could so easily have been a goal. But there's one of those world-class passes from John Daly. He's done it all year. Galway could have been in for a goal.
Yeah, I think it's Stephen O'Brien. Yeah, he throws himself goal. That's what you do on All-Ireland final day.
This is not going according to most people's scripts in the build-up. All the hundreds of hours of broadcasting, podcasting, all sorts of stuff. There's Clifford with a brilliant catch and a wonderful mark. And my word, Kerry needed that. A moment of brilliance from the Fossa man. And this is going to be the first point. Yeah, just tapped over by David Clifford. They needed a big moment just to calm it down.
Oh, that's superb. Kelly right beside him, but he just is too good on that high one.
John Daly. Oh, there's some space there. Clifford couldn't get near him. Daly will fill it. Still going. There's the foot pass in. Here's Shane Walsh. Walsh with the shot, and Walsh with the score. The Galway crowd on Hill 16 roaring that one over. He got out in front. The Kerry defence just not tight enough. Galway 3, Kerry 1, 10 minutes in.
And that's what you don't want from a Kerry perspective now, is Shane Walsh to come alive and catch fire, because he is accurate and he is streaky and he'll go for it.
Paul Gainey. Jack Barry. Gainey again. The Dingle man just pops it up for bringing up Yogluk. There's a little bit of space here. Here's Jason Foley up from fullback. They want to get the ball to the shooters, and Jason Foley is not one of them. That's wide. 4 of them now. So Gleeson's got the ball back in play already. Targeted Patrick Kelly. There he is, a kick out time. Brilliant from Kelly. White is behind it. Rob Finnerty was screaming for it. Again, they just punt it in. Oh, and that referee gives a free in. Shane Walsh is showing brilliantly for the ball. Lovely little nudge pass from Rob Finnerty. Free into Galway. Has to be a point. They'll stretch it out to 4-1.
Yeah, I think it's David Moran's intervention by the foot, and he trips over him, and the referee calls it immediately. Just here. Well, it's actually his shoulder. I think he slips into the tackle, actually.
Yeah, he was unfortunate,
yeah,
David,
unfortunate,
was he?
has to be said, yeah. But the free in nonetheless.
Shane Walsh, there you go, right over the black spot. He's got 3. It's 4-1. Kerry patience required. Paudie Clifford. is a big challenge to get through. They need something different. There's Graham O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan pops it up to Stephen O'Brien. And Graham O'Sullivan is still available. O'Brien spots a gap. Just that injection of pace. Now Paul Gainey. Another wide. Another one. That is 5 of them. And Kerry are not firing up front, which is a big surprise at this stage.
Well, I count that as 2 for Paul Gainey as well. I'm sure we'll check it, but he's had a 4 semi-final. I was watching him in particular. I was expecting something big from him in the first quarter.
While you were watching that, there was a beautiful kick out to John Daly, racing onto the ball, secured with the minimum of fuss. Here's Shane Walsh. 2 Kerry men around him. Walsh having a go. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. He's on it today. That's great news for Galway. It could be very bad news for Kerry, but Shane Walsh is on fire early on. So are Galway. 5-2. Kerry, with sheer weight and numbers, get their hands on the ball. Brian O'Biogliach. That's Stephen O'Brien now. O'Brien to Gavin White. David Clifford deeper out. Sean Kelly not close enough to him, and Clifford has scored from play. Kerry's first point from play from David Clifford, and he wants them to lift it. They're a point behind.
Well, I think it's fair to say now this is the Clifford Walsh show so far. 2 of the finest players in the country.
Jack Barry. Nice take from Stephen O'Brien. Head down, then the head up, and O'Brien gets to the edge of the D and shoots and scores. That's where they want to be. Galway, well, their defensive system didn't work that well. 5-all. Nothing to see here from a Kerry point of view in terms of panic. Galway at the moment with just 1 sweeper in position. Daly working hard to get back. They launch it in long. He soars again through the sky. David Clifford, second brilliant mark, and you know what's coming next.
Oh, the eagle has landed again. He just took off, soared as that ball was coming in. He was the first one to notice that it was a little bit short, and he has it over the bar before I can even finish the sentence. He's flying it.
Literally. Well, no sweeper, front, behind, sideways can do anything about that. Brilliant catch. Galway will be patient. They've developed that patience, just waiting for the right moment. Here's Jack Glynn, the 21-year-old. Glynn runs into traffic, got the shot away. Jack Glynn, what a score from young Jack Glynn, the under-20 All-Ireland winning captain from 2 years ago. He seemed to have run into trouble. He kept going. 7-6 Galway. Kerry have 2 players there waiting at the drop zone, but Killian McDade was there too. McDade moves it forward to Rob Finnerty. Galway surging forward. Kerry scrambling defenders back. Here's Killian McDade, and McDade slots it over. All from their own kick out. Patrick Kelly over there. Killian McDade has done a lot of work off the ball. Brilliant in the quarter-final and the semi-final. He's arrived now. That was super from Patrick Kelly. Gavin White and Shawnee O'Shea. Paudie Clifford. Graham O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan spots a little bit of a gap, and now it's Diarmuid O'Connor with a bigger gap. O'Connor through for Kerry, and that is more like it. The Galway defence didn't look particularly steady there. Graham O'Sullivan did something different. O'Connor with the point, 9 each.
Yeah, it's a classy point, and this game is just so alive. It could swing or bounce or explode in any direction.
Shane Walsh, deeper. Comer's in again at full forward. Morley sits in front. Shane Walsh, jersey pulled back a couple of times by Tom O'Sullivan. Advantage been played. Walsh doesn't need to go back for the free. Again, he continues his red-hot first half form. Adrian Spillane blocked down off Jack Glynn. And Adrian's still going. He's the older of the 2. Not by much, though. They're both still in their footballing prime. Here's Graham O'Sullivan. He's only 24. That's a brilliant ball. Galway looked open. Was there a foul in there? Clifford! Paudie Clifford this time with Jack Glynn. He's got the point. Level for the 5th time. 10 each. This is boiling nicely.
Well, the first contact is very close to being a foul. Brilliant ball by Graham O'Sullivan. Let's see it there. There's a tangle. He's going for goal, I think, there, Darren. Yeah. Just rises a bit. And he's in the game now, and Kerry badly need Paudie to get his shooting boots and his movement up to the standard they expect of him.
Kerry haven't been in front in this All-Ireland final. Is now the moment for them to strike. They look a different proposition. The two substitutions have given them a boost. Here's Shawnee O'Shea. We go back to David Clifford from 40 out. David Clifford, there's the lead for Kerry for the first time in the All-Ireland final in the 42nd minute. He punches the air. It feels different. They're playing much better.
Well, look, we're a long time looking at these finals, Dara, and I've just never seen anything like this from Clifford. He's jumped for joy, and he's trying to get a Kerry support, and now we hear it because they're in front for the first time.
Here's Killian McDade. Paddy Clifford is down injured, out of picture at the moment, so we'll follow the ball, follow the play. Jack Glynn is still marking him even while he's down receiving treatment. Here's Damien Comer. Comer spins away from Foley, turns back into traffic. John Daly a long way from home. Here's Killian McDade, must score and does score for Galway. They had several bites at the cherry there. The Kerry lead lasted about 45 seconds, 11-all.
That's a cracker. The second half has opened up very much like the first, and there's an expectation that this is going to go down to the wire because these teams are matched up so well.
Shane Walsh just glides over the ground. Walsh, this is difficult. This is very difficult. But you know what? It's absolutely brilliant. It is a sensational score from a sensational player. At one end, we've Shane Walsh. The other end, we've David Clifford. Take a bow, Shane Walsh. It's Jack Barry. Dermot O'Connor already at a big play in this second half. Killian Spillane. That's the job, and that is a fabulous score.
The accuracy levels are off the chart, the nerve and the skill to slide it over on the hillside.
Level 7 times. Finian O'Lye is going to come in for Galway. He's been their first sub. Pádraig Joyce doesn't lean too heavily on the bench. He will in the last few minutes if things are going Galway's way. Rob Finnerty just shovels it off to Paul Conroy. Conroy has Shawnee O'Shea there with him. Conroy spins back around. That's very difficult. And it's also going to be kept in play. Brilliant by Johnny Heaney. That was different. Here's Liam Silk. They work it out the field. Kieran Malloy from Corrafin, and Malloy scores for Galway. What a game this is. What an absolute cracking All-Ireland final. 13-12, Finian O'Lye is in, 47th minute.
Well, I couldn't pick out the Kerry defender that fell asleep, and the ball is recycled out to Kieran Malloy, and the accuracy again that I've been talking about is just unreal.
Paddy Clifford is back on. They've stopped the nosebleed. Shane Ryan, it's another boomer, but Dylan McHugh gets on with it quickly. He was going to take the mark. Killian McDade. Kerry look open. McDade steadies down. McDade from 35 away. It's a brilliant score again from Killian McDade. It's turning into a shootout. They've opened up a 2-point lead. Twice in the first half they led by 3. Galway 14, Kerry 12. Stephen O'Brien. Kerry showed great resilience in the Dublin match. Remember how they were pushed back. This is Graham O'Sullivan. Now that could turn out. Gleeson is a long way from home. Here's Spillane. He goes down. Referee's going to give a free in. Conor Gleeson. Maybe a rush of blood to the head. Well, he'll tell you, I've stopped the ball going into the back of the net. The free, maybe, and a point, a small price to pay.
Well, there might be another price. Let's have a look.
Deliberate pull down. The hands are on him there for a bit. Killian Spillane. Oh.
Well, it's in the territory, isn't it? And I think he will have a chat with him. Yeah, he will. It's black card, but he's leaving it, is he?
Okay. Yeah.
He is.
A big moment. Shawnee O'Shea pops over the free. Conor Gleeson is fortunate.
Well, I think he made a bad decision initially anyway. He had no business coming out on that particular ball. And Kerry did very, very well. Young Spillane got on top of it, but that certainly looked odd. That's black card, I think.
Jack Barry. And he seems to have been around years. He's only 27. Brian O'Biogliuk. Runners off the shoulder. It's Graham O'Sullivan. This is what they do so well. That's how you beat a crowded, clustered defence. We're level for the 8th time.
And Graham O'Sullivan has thundered into this second half, Dara. He's coming off shoulders. He's making himself available. He's busy. He's accurate. And he's got the leveller.
Paddy Clifford. Galway have their 2 sweepers. That's John Daly coming out, and that's going to be a free in. There was a jersey pull there. They can go in front for the second time with this free. David Clifford. Yeah, done it again. So that's the lead for the second time in the match, 15 points to 14. Micheál Burns is going to come in for Kerry. Here's Paddy Clifford. They lead by a point in the All-Ireland final. You can double that now. 2 clear, Paddy Clifford. 56th minute, 4 points without reply.
That's a gorgeous point, and lovely curler with the kit though.
Yeah, and as the underdogs, this is where Galway said they wanted to be, a point behind within touching distance inside the last 10 minutes. Here's Patrick Kelly, massive take from Damien Comer, wasn't it? Here he is again. Comer can pop it in, and does so to Killian McDade. McDade scored there, level. Brilliant football. 4 for Killian McDade. 2 in a row.
Well, look at Comer. Oh, wow, what a jump. Gets in front of Graham O'Sullivan. And McDade, his 4th from midfield in All-Ireland final, 4 from play.
Here we go, and this is Paul Murphy. Remember his pass laid on to win the free. Damien Comer won't let him by. Massive turnover from Damien Comer. Murphy came back at him. There's no foul. It's just going one way, then the other. Finian O'Leary picks it up for Galway. Slip from John Daly. Killian Spillane there with him, and the referee has given a free in to Kerry. A free in to Kerry against John Daly.
Bird holding the hand, the defender looking for the hand. Now let's see, did he? Probably yes, he is. See it wrapping up there. Referee, absolutely outstanding call by Sean Herson. We see it so often, but refs sometimes don't have the nerve to call it.
David Clifford been told to move back by the linesman. This is tricky, but we know that left boot he's got. It's a magic wand, and David Clifford is converted. Another magic trick, another incredible score from an astonishing player. Kerry 17, Galway 16. Kerry leading by a point. I think I read that their 1-point win over Dublin was only their 6th by the bare minimum in the championship since 1960. Doesn't happen that often. Killian Spillane heading towards the end line. Spillane goes for glory, goes for the point of the fist, and Kerry lead by 2 in the last minute of normal time. Some people don't like those type of points with the fist. If you're from Kerry, you care not a jot. They lead by 2. Shawnee O'Shea is the captain on the field, and here is the man. O'Shea in around the back to Gavin White. This could seal it. White goes again with the fist, and they lead by 3. And is that the winning line? Is that the home straight navigated for Kerry? Galway need a goal.
Well, a terrific pass by Sean O'Shea over the defence, and Gavin White took it at full stretch, and he did the wise move. No need to be a hero, going for the goal.
Burns pops it in towards Shawnee O'Shea. He turns and faces towards goal. Gleeson has come out a long way from home. They can really seal it now, and Gleeson's given away the free, and that could be as good as a point now at this stage. Kerry supporters around us punching the air, celebrating, because they can take their time over this, whether it goes over or not. With the time, well, if it does go over, that's 2 scores between them. So this should put it beyond doubt. You never say never. Here's Shawnee O'Shea, and there is the point. That puts them 4 clear. David Clifford, he's been talked about, I'm sure, since he was in his early teens, about this incredible talent, and now he gets his hand on an All-Ireland senior medal. Kerry have got the keys to the kingdom back. They are All-Ireland champions for the 38th time. Jack O'Connor and his management team have done it again. Kerry back at the top of the mountain. They're the champions. Kerry 20 points, Galway 16. Well, 8 years for Kerry without the All-Ireland. It's their 3rd longest spell without Sam Maguire. Joe O'Connor and Shawnee O'Shea are there. Shawnee O'Shea will raise the Sam along with Joe to the sky, because Kerry are All-Ireland senior football champions for the 38th time.